Hi everybody, my name's Steph and today I'm going to do something a little bit different, or try to. And what I'm actually going to show you today, ladies and gentlemen, is how to fit a sack to a pen. Now what we've actually got here is a pen that came to me in quite a sorry state, quite dirty. This is actually a Swan Self Filler. The number on this particular model is a 3172. When it came, obviously because of the age of the pen, it had, well, the sack inside had actually solidified. So what I've actually done is I've taken the old remnants of the old sack out, scraped it all out. I've cleaned inside the barrel with my barrel cleaning brush, so that is all nice and clean inside, ready to go. The cap, when it came to me, inside it had a lot of ink residue, if you like. The cap has actually been ultrasonically cleaned, so it's lovely and clean inside there. And as you can see, the whole pen has been dismantled. The nib here, the feed and the section have all been dismantled and have been ultrasonically cleaned, so the whole pen is lovely and clean and ready now to reassemble. So what I'm going to try and do is, let's first of all, a little bit difficult here because I'm actually working from behind the camera, so what I'm actually going to do is pop the nib onto the feed there, and it's a little bit difficult, but that looks fine. And at this point I'm going to insert the feed and the nib gently into the feed, and that looks quite good actually. I'm quite happy with that. So what we have there is, as I say, the section and the feed and the nib have now been installed inside the section, so we're ready for the sack on this particular pen, if you like. I'll just move them out of the way. Now what I've actually got here is two sizes of sacks. I've got a number 18 and a number 16. Now just to give you an indication, if I put the number 18 on there like that, you can see that I can actually put it on simply by hand. So in my opinion, as you can see, it's very loose as well. So the number 18 sack, in my opinion, is a little bit on the big side, so I'll pop that to one side. Now this you could actually do with a number, sorry about that, this could do with a number 17, but what I've got is a number 16. Now this won't fit by hand, if you like, but what we need to do first of all is let's cut the sack to size. So I'll get my little cutting board here. Now the way I normally do it is simply install the loose sack into there like so. I get the razor blade, and what I'll do is just simply cut it like that. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. So that's just a rough cut, if you like. So that is now sitting flush with the bottom of the barrel, so that'll fall out nice and easy. Let's take the rubbish away. Now at this point, the way I like to fit my sacks is put the section just above the barrel like that, and just simply measure it. Now what I'm actually doing is trying to align it with the top of the section there. Now I don't want it to sit proud to the bottom of the barrel, so what I actually do is actually move it up a couple of centimeters, and then at this point what I'll actually do is cut the sack like that. Okay, so if I was to put it onto the nipple like that, that's roughly how it's going to sit inside the pen. Okay, so for me, I'm quite happy with that. Now what we need to do is fit the sack onto this little piece here, which they term as the nipple, if you like. The feet, that's as I say, the section, and that's the nipple at the end of the section. Now at this point what we'll do is I bring out my trusted shellac, and if you just bear with me because it's a little bit stiff, so off camera I've had to actually open that. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. Now the way I actually do this is I haven't got any a sacking tool, if you like. What I actually use is this. They're actually tweezers with an angled head, if you like, or angled prongs at the end there. Now the way I actually use it, I just simply pop them inside the sack there, and as you can see it spreads it slightly. Now what we need to do first of all is get the shellac, and again I need to look over the camera and just give it just a slight coat of shellac to the nipple like so. So I can put the brush back here. Now at this point what I'll do is I'll use these homemade spreaders, if you like, to simply pop it over there, and oh dear, there we go. As I say, it's normally a lot easier than that. Now what I'll do is I actually just turn it a couple of times so the shellac coats inside the sack there. It's not normally that difficult, but as I say, I'm working from behind the camera, so it's a little bit difficult to see what I'm actually doing. So let's take the shellac away to one side before we spill it. So basically, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. I've actually now put a new sack onto the section there, and what I'm actually going to do at this point is wait for the shellac to dry a little bit. So I don't want to actually put it in the barrel now, so what I'll do, I'll simply pop it on there like so. At this particular point, well, we'll finish the video at this point and let that dry, and then hopefully we'll come back when it's dried and pop it back into the pen. So from this point, I'll just say bye-bye for now. Okay, we're back again now. So here we have the section with a new sack fitted to the nipple on the section there. Now what we need to do is install the sack into the barrel there. Now before we do that, what we do, we use this dusting powder. Now we just take the top off, and what I tend to do is just insert the whole sack into the dusting powder like so. Give it a little bit of a shake. Let's just move that out of the way. Now because there's quite a bit of powder on there, what I tend to do is just give it a few taps on a piece of tissue, and that gets rid of the excess powder. Now hopefully you may have noticed earlier on that what we have here, the section is actually threaded, so they come sometimes with a thread and sometimes they're actually just simple friction fed. What I like to do again is use my trusted shellac, if we can get the top off. So oh dear, take the top off here, and what I like to do is just give it just a little coating, if you like, of shellac to the thread there. Okay, so that should do us for a moment, and at this point now we can actually pop the sack into the barrel and just simply begin to screw. And what I like to do is give it, as I'm turning it, give it a turn backwards as well. Okay, now because it's a little bit awkward, what I'm actually simply going to do at this point is actually take it off camera, because it's a little bit difficult for me to do, and screw it on nice and tight. So if you just bear with me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen, and here we have it. Okay, so now we can actually see that the new, well, you can't see it, but the new sack is fitted inside the barrel there. We've popped a little bit of shellac to the thread there. Now the reason I put the shellac on, because once you've put a new sack into the pen, there's no need for anybody else to actually get inside the pen, so that'll keep it going for quite a while. And what I like to do is just simply give it a quick test like so. And the powder inside, what it also actually does, it sort of lubricates the feeder bar inside, so again, hopefully it doesn't stick to the feeder bar. Now at this point, what we'll do for you people, let's test the pen. So what we do, we simply dip the pen in the ink, give it 1, maybe 2 2 pulls of the lever, shake any excess ink off, and again just get the tissue for a second, wipe off any excess ink, bring on the pad, and away we go. So just give it a couple of tests first. Yes, that's fine. So there we go. So we have a Swan, sorry, it's not a lever fill, it's a self filler pen, and the nib does actually have some flex in it. If you can see on the downward stroke, it is sort of quite broad, if you like, and the stroke across is quite thin, so it does actually have quite a bit of flex to it. So let's do the figure of 8s as we do. Okay, so, and it has it's quite a nice wet writer, so it's a very nice pen. Incidentally, just while I'm actually doing all this, I'll just do a brief review as well. This particular pen, as I said, is a Swan Self Filler. It's the number 3172, and the pen is from the regions of 1945. The number of the pen, let's see if we can, hopefully you can actually see that, is actually at the bottom of the pen there. It should say 3172. I'm hoping you can see that. It has a nice clear imprint to the barrel, and again I'm hoping you can see that, because it's a little bit difficult the way I'm actually doing my new reviews. But what the imprint actually reads is Swan Self Filler, and it actually has made in England, and this particular pen is made by Maybe Todd and Company. Okay, and again made in England. It has gold filled trim, so as you can see it's got a nice gold filled lever there. It's got a beautiful gold filled cap band there, and as you see it's got a lovely gold filled clip there with the Swan insignia to the top of the clip. There's no brassing on any of the fittings. It's in lovely condition. This particular one, as you can see, it's in what we term, it's actually in a pale green, which is quite a desirable and sought after. It's quite a sought after colour. Okay, whether it's rare or not, I'm not too sure, but it is a sought after colour. It's not a standard colour like black or anything like that. The pen, sort of size wise, from the top of the cap to the bottom of the pen there, is approximately 125 millimeters. The diameter of the barrel is approximately 11 millimeters, so it's a nice, well, it's quite a substantial pen. But the main thing, as you can see, it's been fully restored, fully cleaned inside. As you've just seen, it's got a brand new sack fitted. The pen obviously writes lovely. The nib actually has, let's see if you can see that, the nib actually reads Swan, and it's actually a number 1 nib, and then underneath that it actually has 14 carat, and then underneath that it has Maybe Todd and Company, and then made in England. Okay, to the back of the pen, you can see it's got a lovely clean feed there, and I don't know if you can actually see it, but it's also got the word Swan written on the feed. Okay, hopefully you can actually see that. Let's try and give you another little twirl on the nib. As I say, it's a Swan number 1 nib, and as you've just seen there, it's actually got some flex to this particular nib. It's a lovely writer. Let's give you a sideways view. I don't know if you actually noticed as well, On this section there, it actually has the word Swan as well. Okay, so all in all, ladies and gentlemen, it's in my opinion, it's in excellent condition. It's a beautiful pen in this pale green colour, which is, well, whether it's rare or not, but it's quite a sought after colour, with gold filled trim. There's no brassing to the trim. It's in lovely condition. And if you're interested, ladies and gentlemen, the pen's going to be up for sale on my site. If you look down there, you can see the name of the site. So if you're interested in purchasing this pen, go and have a look at it, and first come first serve. This pen may be your pen. You may be the lucky new owner. But for the time being, ladies and gentlemen, as I said before, there's lots of reviews on YouTube. Go and have a look at them. Leave a comment. Don't be shy, because, well, I keep on repeating myself, but you people seem to be shy and scared of leaving comments. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed looking at this pen. I hope I've actually shown you, or you've learned something from how to put a sack on a pen. As much as I've enjoyed showing you the pen and how to put a sack on. So for now, ladies and gentlemen, bye now.